Hey guys, thank you for purchasing the phone vanish. I really appreciate it. This is one of my favorite effects to perform because it's impromptu. All it uses is your phone. Sorry. Hello? Yep, yes? Actually, can I call you right back? I'm in the middle of filming a magic instructional. Yeah. Oh, piece of paper, yes. Hang on, I can write it down. Hello? Are you still there? Hello? Vanish. Now I'm going to give you a quick explanation for how the phone vanish works. This is a very quick explanation. Here it is. Phone vanish. Ta-da! Obviously, you never want to watch this trick from behind. And you're probably asking yourself, how did I not see that? In a moment, I'm going to teach you the details of how and why this vanish works. It works from your front angle. I'm going to teach you the angles on this thing. I'm going to teach you how to bend your arm, bend at the wrist, bend at the elbow, because a lot of you are probably thinking, I can't bend that way, but don't worry, this is not some Cirque du Soleil thing. It's very easy once you know how to bend your wrist and bend your elbow. Then I'm going to teach you a basic routine you can do with this and some other ideas for what you can do with the phone vanish. So, grab a phone and make sure you have pants on, and make sure those pants have a back left pocket, and let's learn the phone vanish. Now the details for how to do the phone vanish. I'm going to show you where you need to stretch and bend. I'm pretty skinny. The more muscles you have and the more meat on your arms, the more you might have to stretch before doing this, but I'm going to break it up into segments. The first segment is how to get your right hand over your left shoulder. A lot of people do it incorrectly when I first show them, and they try this. Not going to work. What you're going to want to do is put your forearm all the way over your neck and press it against your neck, and then you're going to want to bend down with your right hand, and you're also going to want to hold your phone at the very bottom. This will allow for maximum extension. That looks like this. So that's what it looks like. Now also you're going to want to learn to put your left ear on your shoulder when there's not a phone there. This will take some practice because it's counterintuitive to what you want to do. So that's your right hand, and then your left hand is not just going to reach behind you and reach up, it's going to bend at your elbow, and it's going to bend at your wrist up. So I'm going to turn around now and show you that. So bending at the elbow, and then bending up at the wrist. That will allow for maximum reach. A lot of people, when I show them this, they put their hand here, and then they put their hand here, and they say, there's no way I'm going to get that phone. So again, bend at the elbow, bend at the wrist, and then you're going to place your right hand all the way on your neck and bend down at the wrist like this. So what that allows you to do is your fingertips will almost touch. That's how you know you're doing it correctly, just like this. But if you can't reach that far, again, you have a little bit of leeway because of your phone. So let me show you that one more time in slow motion. Left arm up, wrist up, right arm over and down. So now that you've done that, you want to make sure you leave your left ear against your shoulder. And then you're going to take your phone with your left hand and slowly glide it down into your back left pocket. Now, because I have an iPhone 7, it peeks out a little bit, so I just always make sure the last thing I do is take my shirt I'm wearing and make sure it falls over that phone. So that's the back view of how to do it, and you're going to remember to keep your left ear down, and it's very easy to practice with your mirrors, and you'll see very quickly your angles. This is good for a small group of people, and at about your shoulder angles out, that's about the extent of an audience you can have. It's not just for one person, but I wouldn't do it surrounded for obvious reasons now. So that's the detailed explanation for how to do the phone vanish over your shoulder. And the final thing that I'll say is that don't be afraid if you can't do it right away. All you need to do is stretch, so make sure you're stretching your elbow, stretching your right arm across, and the more you stretch, the easier this will be. You never want to hurt yourself. So that's how to do the phone vanish, the mechanics of it. And now I'm going to teach you how to make your phone ring, because that's how the whole trick starts. So now I'm going to show you how to make your phone ring, because that's how the whole trick starts. I have an iPhone 7, so I'm going to show you on my phone, but it's very similar across all different phone versions. So on my phone, one way that you can make it ring is by going to your alarm clock settings, and there is a world clock, alarm, bedtime, stopwatch, timer, and if you click on the when timer ends, you have all these different options, and the most common ringer is opening, which is what my phone is, and that's what this sounds like. If you just tap it, it starts to play that sound, and to get it to stop, all you have to do is hit cancel. So that's a quick way to have control over when your phone rings. So if I was doing this in performance, I would leave my left thumb hovering over it, and then whenever I wanted the phone to ring during my conversation, I would just leave my thumb hovering over the opening, just like this. So I would leave it right there, tap, my phone would start to ring, and then I would hit cancel, and I would swipe with my finger across to make it look like I was getting a call. So that is from the alarm clock. What's cool about that is even if your phone is locked, or if you borrow someone's phone, on an iPhone you can swipe up and you can still access the alarm, and you can still do everything I just explained even with a locked phone. Now the more advanced version, which is not that much more advanced, is the way I most commonly do it, and that's utilizing this app called the Fake Call app. There's a free version that has ads, or I think I upgraded because I'm cool like that for an extra $2 to get rid of the ads. The app is called Fake Call. So within that app, it allows you to determine how long it's going to be before your phone rings, 3, 10, 30 seconds, a minute. It will also allow you to write in anything you want to come up as your caller ID. I like blocked because it adds a little bit of mystery, and I can be like, I wonder who's calling me, I have no idea. And then ringtone vibration. You can determine if you want a voice to be playing on the other line. That's a little over the top for me, and the wallpaper. So just to show you what this looks like, if I hit start call, I have it currently set to 10 seconds. So I could be talking to someone, I just set this up in my pocket, and about 10 seconds later, all of a sudden within my pocket, my phone will start to ring. But now this time it looks exactly like a call because of this app. So it says blocked, and everything actually even starts and works the exact same way. So I can swipe across, it looks like I've entered a phone call with someone, and the timer times off and I can be talking to them, and then I can vanish it, and this really isn't a phone call. So that is how you can do it utilizing the Fake Call app, which again is my favorite, but also you can do it with the alarm or some different options like that, and it should work the exact same way across all phone platforms. So now that you know how to make your phone ring, I'm going to show you a basic routine you can do with the phone vanish. Now that you know how to make your phone ring, I'm going to teach you a basic routine you can do utilizing the phone vanish. So most often I perform this effect, it's in a social setting, and I don't even do an effect with it. I just set my phone to ring while I'm talking with a group of people. It starts to ring, I answer the phone, and this is the big key. No matter what routine you choose to do with this, you need to make sure that your audience continues to watch you even though you've just answered the phone. So what's interesting is socially, whenever someone in a group answers the phone, everyone looks away from you because they want to give you your privacy, they don't want to eavesdrop, and it's just a social thing, which is weird. So you need to bypass that, and you need to get your audience to stare at you. So let's say a buddy of mine named John Smith is standing right here next to me. Right whenever I answer the phone, I'm gonna say, hello? Yeah, I'm actually here with John right now. Because now, if I say anybody in the group, they're gonna look at me, and now they're watching me without even realizing they're watching a magic trick. So then I'll put the phone on my ear, because I'll say something along the lines of, oh, you need me to write something down? I think I have a pen and paper. And so when the phone is still up to my ear here, I'll pat with my left hand both pockets. Just like that, as if I'm searching. And now the motivation is I need to get rid of this phone so that I can use my other hand. So I could just be doing something like this. So that's what you're selling to the audience that you're doing, but you're actually gonna do the vanish, just like this. So now your left ear is on your shoulder, the phone has vanished, you're gonna pat both of your pockets, and you're gonna want to stay here just for a second because this is still very convincing that you're on the phone. And then it's up to you how you finish from here. I like to say, oh, hello? I think I'm losing you, hello? And now for the vanish, you can either just look at them, like that, or you can mime the action of grabbing the phone off your ear like this. This one's kind of nice. This is the one I do the most often because if people's attention connects the two dots, they might misremember it from as if it vanished from here. So that's what this looks like. Hello? And now it's taken away. I like to turn around here at this point just because a lot of people might think it's just stuck to your shoulder or stuck to the back of your shirt. So that's the basic presentation. Your phone rings, you answer it, make sure you tell everybody to pay attention in some way, shape, or form, and then you're gonna be looking in your pockets for something, transfer the phone to your ear, vanish the phone, continue to search for a second, making sure to keep your left ear against your shoulder. That's a big mistake I see a lot of people do. They accidentally lift up their ear a little early and it kills the illusion. So keep your ear on your shoulder, pat your pockets as if and then you act like you've lost them. Hello, hello. If the signal's cutting out, vanish the phone, show your hands empty. So that's my favorite way to perform the effect. Hopefully you enjoy that. But now I'm going to explain some other variations or some versions of the phone vanish that you might like that might spark some ideas for you. Now I'm going to give you some routine ideas. You already know a basic one, and that's just phone rings, you're asking for someone's attention on the phone, and then you just can't find something to write on. This first idea is really, really weird, and it might not be for everybody, but so you do the phone vanish like normal, pat, pat, and then you're gonna vanish the phone. Like this, and you're gonna keep patting your pockets, and you're gonna say something like, oh, I know, but I thought I had a pad and paper. Actually, you know what I do have? I actually have an app on my phone. I'll just take a note. And then that way wait. And this is a really funny one and weird and quirky because you've teleported your phone from your ear to your hands. And so all you're gonna do is the regular vanish the way you normally do it, dip it into your back left pocket, keep patting your pockets for a second, and then you have the idea, oh, I could use my phone, and then you're gonna transfer from your back left hand to your right hand and pull it out of your back right pocket or something just so it doesn't look like it came from where it was. And then you're just gonna start tapping on your phone as if you opened a note. So again, that one's a really weird one. Another idea you could do is if you're performing on stage and someone's phone rings in the middle of your show, you could ask to answer it. Can I talk to whoever just called you? Take the call, do the phone vanish, and then just say at some point, be like, you know what, you shouldn't be talking to your friends while they're in the show anyways. Vanish. Now, this is really funny, you have an amazing effect. Everybody will now immediately turn their phones on vibrate or turn them off. And you could turn this into an even bigger effect because now an audience member's phone is secretly in your back left pocket. So you can either make that phone reappear later in the routine, or you can just hand it back to them after the show, or immediately hand it back to them. So many different possibilities. Another routine idea Ron Pink gave me is you can tell somebody that a lot of people have seen vanishes before, but would you like to know what a vanish sounds like? So give me a call my phone right now, so they call your phone. This is, the heat is on for this one, so you wanna make sure you've got the mechanics and the presentation down for this one because people are gonna be watching your phone very closely. So you answer the call, you say, what I want you to do is count backwards from 10 or count backwards from 5, and at the end of it, you're gonna hear the phone vanish. So as they're counting, you wanna time it so that you put the phone in your back pocket, and all you need to do is rest your thumb on the end call button on the side of the phone that locks the screen, so that right when they hit 1, you can click the button and it sounds like the phone vanishes first, and then you can lift your head up, which completes the vanish. This is a really cool idea. Another routine idea is from Franco Pasquale. You can turn this into a card routine a little bit. So you take the phone, it rings, you say, hold on one second. Yeah, actually I'm with some people right now. Should I show them a trick? Okay, I'll show them a card trick. So you're reaching in your pockets, now you're searching for a deck of cards. You have your left ear on your shoulder, you pull out a deck of cards, you start to fan it, and you say, yeah. Oh, you think I should make something disappear to start the trick? Okay. Lift your ear up. So now you've started the trick off with a phone vanish and you're immediately into a card trick. Another fun idea you can use the phone vanish for is the one we did on the street when we were walking up to people, and that was you start a card trick, you do the phone vanish in the middle, and then you end with a card trick, so it kind of comes full circle, which is really nice. So what I did was I just set my phone to about 30-second timer, and then I had somebody pick a card, and I either forced it or I peeked it using your favorite card force or peek method, so that you know what card they're thinking of. So let's say you force the ace of spades, so that's the card they're thinking of, and then you have them shuffle the cards. So they're shuffling the cards, and in about that time, in about 30 seconds, you can have somebody pick a card, put it back, and they're shuffling. So I want you to shuffle this deck, think about your card, they're thinking about it, all of a sudden your phone rings, and you're like, oh shoot, sorry, 1 second, let me take this. And then you answer the phone, and you say, yeah, actually I'm with John Smith right now. That's weird. Yeah, you want me to write it down? You look for a piece of paper and a pen, vanish the phone, reveal to them that it's vanished, which is awesome. They're freaking out. The phone never comes back, so you know there's this awkward moment of like, what do we do now? And then you have this really cool line, because you know the card they're thinking of. You can say, actually all the person on the other line just said was they were calling for John Smith, and they said ace of spades. Does that mean anything to you? And now you've come full circle back to the routine that you started, so it's a kind of nice book ending it with a card trick, and you've slipped the phone vanish into the middle of the routine. But that could work with any trick. You know, you can start a trick, do the phone vanish in the middle, and end it. So those are just a few ideas for routines to get your creative juices flowing. Maybe one of those fits you better than another one. Now you have some ideas there. Now I'm going to explain how this trick came about, the history of it, and some final thoughts. So one thing that's kind of interesting is the story for how this thing kind of came about. I invented this with a buddy of mine, Dan White, an amazing magician in New York City. nomadupstairs.com for tickets. Nice. But we were hanging out in my room, in my apartment, and I put my left ear on my shoulder just to rest like this. And because I was doing that, Dan stopped talking to me. And the room got really quiet, and then all of a sudden I looked up, and when I looked up, Dan freaked out. He's like, oh my gosh, how'd you do that? How did your phone just vanish? And I was like, what do you mean? My phone didn't vanish. I was just resting, and it was this really funny, awkward moment, and we decided to capitalize off of it. And that's the moment we discovered the root of the effect is when you put your ear on your shoulder, it telegraphs to someone that you're still on the phone. So from there, we worked it backwards, different ways of getting the phone over your shoulder. You can also do it into your hoodie, but it's really hard to retrieve the phone. But in that version, you don't need to wear pants. Enjoy it, use this a lot. I feel like the hardest part about this effect is remembering that you have it. For the longest time, whenever we first created this idea, I just forgot to do it because it's such a simple idea, but remind yourself to do it. Maybe set an alarm on your phone so that no matter where you are during the day, your alarm just goes off and it reminds you, oh, I should just try this phone vanish right now. So now you have an amazing trick that's impromptu, that's literally in your pocket. So thank you guys so much for purchasing this effect. I really appreciate it. Have fun with it, and until next time, thanks.